Hi, I'm Kandi Spangler. It is time for another market report published by jetAVIVA. Today, we're going to cover the XLS, XLS Plus, Sovereign, Sovereign Plus, Latitude and Longitude. But if you're interested in getting any of these other markets, please reach out and I'll make sure you get a printed or an electronic copy. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the XLS market. This market has remained pretty much stable throughout 2024 and going into the first quarter of 2025. We've seen inventory numbers remain relatively stable as well as demand. However, we are seeing a return to normal depreciation trends, so we are seeing some price softening. This is normal for a depreciating asset. However, as we go into the new year, we think that this market is going to remain stable at least through the middle part of this year, where I do forecast this market to pick up. All right, for you sellers out there, pricing is key. You need to have the airplane priced correctly in order to sell quickly. Just because you sell quickly doesn't mean you're underpriced. It simply means that you might be priced right for the market at that time. For buyers out there, there are still some good deals to be found. However, if you're looking for a good pedigree airplane, you're going to pay market price. All right, so let's talk about the XLS Plus. Inventory numbers ended on a relatively low note with demand remaining pretty strong. What we think happened here is that the Textron strike that occurred in the latter part of 2024 pushed some of the inventory that we expected to come into the market out a little further. So what we see now is increased demand, lower inventory, which means we've got prices that are holding pretty steady and even increasing depending on the pedigree of the airplane. However, what we see going into 2025, those airplanes will start coming to market, especially now that we have Textron back at work. We're going to have those XLS Gen 2s delivering through the middle part of this year when they'll finally bring the Ascend to market. So we expect this market to stay strong. If you are a buyer in this market, you're going to be paying market price. There's no great deals to be found here. If you're a seller, however, make sure you work with a savvy broker who's going to squeeze every ounce of value out of your aircraft price. All right, so let's talk about the sovereign market. This market has been really soft through 2024, and we're seeing that carry through into 2025. There are 33 airplanes on the market for sale right now, representing nearly 10% of the fleet. What this means is it's really more of a buyer's market. There's really good buys to be found here. However, you will be paying market price for those really good pedigree, low-time, fully programmed airplanes. What's interesting about the sovereign market is that late last year, there were 9 of them parted out, probably due to maintenance costs. If the engine overhauls are coming due and it's not on an engine program, it's way more economical to part the airplane out than to pay for the engine overhauls. So for buyers out there looking for a sovereign, there are great deals to be had. Work with a savvy broker that knows this market. And then for you sellers out there, pricing is key. Be sure not to chase the market down here. What you need to do is stay ahead of that curve, because if you're trying to squeeze a little bit of extra value out of the airplane when you go to sell it, you might be missing the boat and delaying a sale, and values will still trend downwards. All right, so let's talk about the Sovereign Plus market. This market continues to surprise me. Last year, there were 2 to 3 airplanes available for sale almost the entire year with no movement. Then in the early Q4 period, several more came to market, and boom, the buyers came out of the woodwork. We had 9 on the market at one point in Q4, and all but 2 of them ended up selling or went under contract and are still under contract. Demand is still pretty high here. So if you're a seller in this market, this is a fantastic time to sell. In fact, I even think values have gone up a little bit in the first quarter of 2025. If you're a buyer in this market, do not expect any great deals. That should have been done back in October. You missed the boat. However, work with a savvy broker and we'll be sure to find you a good airplane. All right, so moving on to the Latitude and Longitude. These are a little tougher to predict because half of both of these aircraft markets are operated by the NetJets fleet. So we haven't seen a lot of transactions in the Longitude market. We do see some pretty good demand here. So for the entirety of 2025, if you have a Longitude that you're looking to sell, I think you're in a pretty good spot from a value standpoint. Strong demand, low inventory, that's great for sellers. For you buyers out there, this is going to be a little tougher. You're going to be paying market rates for this airplane. You're not going to get any smoking deals. Last is the Latitude. We have started to see some increased demand in this market as well in the latter part of last year, and that is carrying through to 2025 as well. So that's it for this market update. But if you operate a light Citation jet and you want to know what is going on in those markets, be sure to tune in to CJP, the Citation Jet Pilots Association, where they're going to have a webinar on Thursday, February 27th, where 3 of my colleagues are going to give you an update on those markets. If you're not a CJP member, no worries. They're recording the event and it'll be available to everyone after that webinar. That's it for this episode. Be sure to tune in next time and feel free to reach out with any questions.